Hey, what's up guys? Today I got a interesting comparison video. So, I just completed my full set of Covert Scout armor, and I also have most of the other armors, but I had an interesting idea. So I wanted to compare Covert Scout to Thorn and see which would be the best stealth armor. I also have included uh, Chinese stealth armor, and a unyielding buttress set of Secret Service armor. Near the end of the comparison, I'll tell you why I included specifically an unyielding set of Secret Service armor. But let's go over the stats. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of use the Chinese Secret Service as a base because most people would say like that's the stealth armor. It's in the name. But in comparison to other armors, it is not as good as it could be. So let's see the stats. The Chinese stealth armor. Um, actually, let's go over before I go into that. Let's go over my stats real quick, just so you know what my character is going to be doing. Let me join a public team real quick. The reason I joined a public team is because some of my mutations will affect it, but all the stats that I've written down and collected are based off of just being in a public team. So I tried to get all this replicatable in your own game so it could be most comparable to you. So let's go back to looking at the Chinese stealth armor. Where is it? Right there. So it prevents you from getting diseases, blend in the environment while sneaking, which is basically like a stealth boy whenever you crouch, and reducing fall damage. So, you might think that the being invisible while you're crouching is really good, but by itself, it's not that good. What makes it good is pairing it with sneak perks and pairing it with chameleon and things like that, and mutations like that. So, this by itself is not the greatest, but it can be modified to be better. But in this comparison, it's going to fall on the waysides because it's not inherently amazing by itself. Its armor is 140. In my testing, when I use it with all my mutations, and I'll show that in a moment, with all my mutations, it comes out to 230 damage resistance, 190 energy resistance, and still 1000 radiation resistance. So this armor is good for nuke zones because of that radiation resistance, because basically a super powered radiation suit, because it's got way better armor, way better energy resistance, but it's still probably not going to be as good as other armors could be in day-to-day scenarios, because you're not always going to be in a nuke zone unless you're a crazy person. Alright, like I said, let me go over my mutations and my personal stats. So, with all my testing today, all the armors that I can, I'll be wearing Secret Service Under Armor, Shielded Under Armor, and I have, I'll eat a little bit of food, but I'm going to be at Nerd Rage level, so that if I was using Unyielding, it would be at its max effectiveness. Also, I don't think I have any inherently stealth boosting mutations right now. Also, all my perks are based around a heavy gunner build, just so I have no additional boost to stealth, and none of these really affect stealth or how good I am at sneaking. I'm not going to be using the fixer for the stats because that's also just making everything super powerful. I have a fixer, and it's pretty good, but I don't think it'd be too useful for the comparison. Where is it? Where's my fixer? There it is. So, fixer, if you didn't know, improves your stealth while you're using it, and it gives you a faster sneaking speed. So, if you are a stealth character, you should know about this and or have one, or be trying to get one. This is like the end-all be-all weapon. It is by far, even if you don't even use damage perks, it is the best stealth weapon to have. Any other gun is not comparable. There's no contest, basically. Alright. Now that I got my player stats addressed, let me look at the Covert Scout armor. So, it, compared to the Thorn armor, has a higher base damage resistance, and it has a higher, actually my bad, it has a base higher base energy resistance is what I meant to say, and it has radiation resistance included with it. So with all of these armors, I've included shadowed and muffled because that's going to give us our best chance of being super sneaky, but by itself they are really close in terms of just regular armor. Regular armor sense, they are just both Forest Scouts armor. They're just got a little bit of boosts in certain things. With both, it says improve stealth in dark areas. With both, dark areas does not matter. If you are in sunlight, it will be as effective as if you were in pitch black. I think in the game, I haven't tested this though, I think in the game it means, when it means dark areas, it means places that can be dark. So anywhere that's not directly affected by a constant light source would be counted as a dark area, I think. That's not tested, that's alleged. That's what I think this is trying to mean. But since the sun can go down, it can be dark. So it just assumes that it's dark whenever you're in one of those areas. But if you're near like a light, it will think that's a light and it'll be slightly worse or whatever. Or it could just be improved stealth all the time. I think it's either one of those, but it's probably not working as intended because most things are not in this game. Most of your damage resistance is going to be carried by your chest piece with both of these armors. Where's the chest piece of the? There it is. The chest piece is going to carry most of the damage resistance. On both, I put Biocom Mesh on the mod on the chest because that's the only one I use. It does not affect stealth at all. It's just the one I use, and I threw it on there. Interesting enough, when I'll show you when I take this off the stand. You could actually paint this armor because it's more like regular Forest Scout armor instead of the Thorn armor, where it's like a weird entity in between this and between a Forest Scout and a new armor completely. But you cannot paint the Thorn armor for whatever reason. There's no paint slot. If you look at the Covert Scout, it has a paint slot and you could paint it. So that's something to consider if you're looking towards the end game stuff, if you want to just look cool. Soon enough you'll be able to make this legendary by doing the crafting thing that they're adding in next update. It's not out yet, so I don't have an unyielding set to compare unyielding versus unyielding, but like I said at the end, I'll show you why that doesn't really matter. But it's just purely stealth. Which one's better? As an added bonus, it's not a set armor, so each individual piece will increase your stealth. With the Thorn armor, I haven't tested it yet, but it's off a set bonus for its main attribute. And let's look at its main attribute right now. So the main reason people go for the Thorn armor is for its bleeding effect. So what its bleeding effect does, if you have a full set of it, you can apply bleeding to people that hit you and people you hit. So there's no like limit on the stacks. It just, you will be applying bleeding. So if you have a really fast melee weapon, like a knife, a Mr. Gutsy arm, a drill, a chainsaw, all of those will apply bleeding over and over and over and over every tick of damage you apply. So, like Earl Grey, and I like the Earl dude. He's like the super boss thing in the mines, and I think the Scorch Beast Queen don't have any bleed resistance. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I've seen videos of people just using this armor with a fast melee weapon and trying to melt the both of them with just melee damage, and most of the time it works. You might die once or twice, but bleed is overpowered because basically no enemy in the game has any resistance to it. But then this armor also makes it harder for you to detect while sneaking in dark areas. It's the same thing as the other one, but this one just says directly harder to detect while sneaking. I haven't tested it yet, but it says it's part of the set bonus, so I will test to see if it matters if you have the full set on or not to determine how much sneak you get. All right. And then yeah, I have the Unyielding buttress set of Secret Service armor. This armor is not made for sneaking. This is made for dealing damage, and it is super strong. It has a total damage resistance of 379 with my perks and mutations, a total energy resistance of 349, total rad resistance of 324. So it's a very well-rounded suit of armor, and it's pretty much like what everyone goes for immediately when they start getting gold bullion. It is a good armor. I would say it's not a bad investment. But with this video, I kind of want to see more people lean towards grinding for Thorn or Solar. I haven't gotten Solar because I would never use it because I'm not full health, but it is a very good option for full health players. Alright. I don't think there's anything left to talk about with the armor sitting on the stand, so let's take them with us and go on a little trip. Oh yeah, while I'm killing these guys, good to talk about how stealth combat works, because some of you may not know. So, when you do have a lot of stealth, like I do right now, when you are in caution and enemies are shooting, they're just shooting at where they think you are. See, like, he doesn't actually know where I am, he knows where I shot from, and he's just gonna look there. Enemies like mutant hounds and the mole miner dogs, or not mole miner dogs, but like the giant moles, they have super high perception, so if you don't have a stealth perk, they'll find you. They'll like literally sniff you out. Once you're in danger, unless you have a perk that will get you out of detection super easily, everyone will know where you are, regardless what faction they are. All the enemies, if one knows where you are, all enemies will know where you are. And I'm using my my fixer here, just to give me a little bit of help, because I'm not using any stealth perks.
Oh, gone. Spineless human.
See, look, he doesn't know where I actually am, and he knows where I shot from, so he's curious about where I was. He has no clue that I'm right here. When you get into the super high stealth, where you have super high agility, and you are like wearing the best armor possible with a fixer, you could basically walk up right to them and they don't know you're there. They're clueless. The best option for when you're stealth is having a suppressor on your gun, because that also gives you away if you don't have a suppressor, and then also using VATS, because the less you shoot, the less they detect you. And as you can see, I have no damage perks for this gun, but using VATS like that just absolutely demolished him. So this is where we're going to be testing. It is technically dark out right now in the game, but it does not matter for what we are doing. Right now I'm wearing my Unyielding set of Thorn armor that I grinded for, but that's not what we're going to be testing. So let's take it off. Let's see, as a base. As a base, he detects me without any armor on. So let's throw on the stealth armor and see how well we do. The helmets don't affect any of these armors, it's just cosmetic, but I prefer to wear it. Alright, so the big debuff of this armor is that it has no muffling of your movement. So if you're a stationary stealth person, it's completely fine, but if you're moving around, like I like to do, to kill multiple things, it will hear you. The best point of reference is going to be the health bar compared to the hidden symbol. The way that you could tell your stealth is good is the bigger the brackets are, the bigger the distance between the brackets. The bigger the distance to the brackets is the less he can detect you. When it gets really close, that means he can smell you. Right now, I'm not walking around that much, so you can't really hear me. But if I... Oh, let me unequip the fixer. So if I get right in his face, he should... Yeah, he's detected that there's something there. See, look, he's looking around. He's curious. And slowly, the bar will go back to, like, about the size of his health bar, and then I'll go back to hidden. And so he's lost sight. He has no idea where I am. Chinese, like I said, it's really good for stationary, and you can get it for just like being nice as a settler and doing all their quests for free. You can get the plans for it for free. It's very expensive to make, but it's, in comparison to the other armors we're going to be looking at, it's kind of just meh. You could do a lot better. It's better than Shadow Leather armor, but not that much. Alright, let's put on the other armor. Let me move away so I don't get shot. Let's go to Covert Scout armor, and let's see how well we do. So if you look at our stats, our special stats, my agility, since this is a mostly heavy gunner player, it's very low, but it's boosted slightly by my I forgot the name of the perk. I mean the mutation. What's it called? Herd mentality. So you get +2 when you're in a group. When you're in a group by yourself, that still counts as a group. So any group works. I would basically say herd mentality is good for anyone. It doesn't matter if you like playing solo. You should be in a group anyways. Everyone should be in a group all the time. Alright. Let's eat a little bit of toxic food so I get into the perfect range of what do you call it? Nerd rage. Alright. So I should have nerd rage, right? Yep. Alright, so as you can see, we're getting a little bit better with movement. Like, it instantly bounces back on detection on movement because I have the muffled mods. When you have stealth perks, you don't need muffle mods on leg. You could do sleek if you want, so you move a little bit faster, but for just the armor, this is pretty good. Alright, let's get it right up in his face and see how well we do. Alright. Danger. Alright. I got too close and the game lagged. Let's try that again. Alright. Let's see how fast we could break caution. Alright, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. Not sure if it's... Alright. Let's get... Don't die, don't die. Okay, yeah. Without stealth perks, even if you have the best armor in the game, if you get right in their face, they're still gonna see you. It's only when you get that super high agility, or if you get those stealth perks, like I think it's literally just called sneaky. No, it's just called sneak. This is absolutely required if you are a sneak character. Regardless how good you think your armor is, this just makes you multiple times better in every way. Even if you got like 30 agility, this is so good. You really need it. But like I said, for testing today, we're not going to use it. Alright. He still doesn't like me. Maybe if I try touching his butt, I won't die. Alright, let's back up. Oh, nope. Yep, can't really touch him in the face. But one thing we can test that I know will work is if we take off single pieces, it will increase the his detection on us with this armor. And then we could test it for oh look, my loot bag's in the air. We could test it for the thorn armor. Alright, so my stealth is like at about the size of his health bar. Let's take off one piece and see how it adjusts. Alright, it's a little bit less, but it's kind of can't tell. Yeah, it's still, it doesn't look any different. Maybe if we're closer. Alright. He doesn't have a really good sense of smell. Let me take off 3 pieces. Alright. I've seen it demonstrated. I can't replicate it right now, but I've seen it demonstrated that when you take off little pieces, maybe it's because I'm not in line of sight. Yeah, I think it's because I'm not line of sight, but this is like the easiest turret I could find. I didn't want to go in the sewers. Let's try the thorn armor now. Let's see how that set works for us. Again, I'm not using unyielding because I think that'd be an unfair advantage. It looks like I'll do some post editing. It looks like it's slightly better already, like just slightly, even though it's the same armor, same mods basically. Let's see if I just take off one, start walking around, see if my stealth bonus goes away. Alright, it fluctuates a lot more. But because I have shadowed and muffled, it still is pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely less. It's definitely less. Okay. So it is still not as good as having the full set when you have one piece missing, but with shadowed and muffled on all your armor, it's not that different. Let's see if I could do the kiss test. Alright. It's gonna kill me? Alright, this seems a little bit easier to do the kiss test. We'll love taps. Oh yeah. I feel like already, you see I'm not getting absolutely murked by him. I could run up right in front of him and walk away. So this already is seeming a little bit better. Oh yeah, I'm probably not. Yeah, I'm not in nerd rage because I died so many times, but I don't think it really matters. If I just in his, if I literally give him a little peck on the cheek, I could walk away just fine. He's looking right at me. All right, he's not picking up what I'm throwing down. This is interesting, very interesting. If there's a epic data miner in the comment section that could find what the actual stealth amount increase is, that'd be pretty cool. But as just a outside observer, this seemed like I'm not dying. He's not detecting me. I'm right in his face. Look how close we got to getting detected. With the covert scout armor, I would be dead right now. I'd be dead 2 times over, but he's not seeing me at all. Alright. I honestly thought the covert scout was gonna blow this out of the water. I'm getting right up in his grill. It's not really doing anything. Alright. Let's try a full set of Secret Service Unyielding. And I'll tell you why. So, for either of these armors, if you have really high agility, or any armor, it will increase your stealth. So, you don't even have to have an armor that's specifically stealth-centric if you're looking for an economical option. You could full-on invest into Secret Service, get Unyielding Secret Service, and just use stealth perks, and get really close to what it'd be like with everything being optimal, but definitely better than just having the armor itself. Like Covert Scout armor by itself right now, I would say it's not worth it. Unless you have a full Unyielding set, there's no point in using it. I mean, it's slightly better in terms of energy resistance and like 60 radiation resistance, but that's literally nothing. If it's not legendary in this game, it's not worth it. No matter what you do to this armor, it's not worth it. I mean, cosmetically, you could apply your paints and it works. It looks cool, whatever, but it doesn't work as good as the others. So let's see how just regular Unyielding Buttress armor does. Again, no stealth perks. It's almost better. It's almost better than my my Thorn armor without Unyielding. Getting right in his face. He's having a real hard time. Let's see how fast it breaks stealth. Yeah, he can't see us. Just to make sure, I do have not a stealth weapon equipped. Get right in his face. See if I can actually die. Let's see. Is he gonna try and kill me? No. He's my friend. Give him kisses. Get really close to caution, but not really breaking it. Oh, there you go. Okay, after like really pushing at him, you could get him to do it. But already, this is kind of like on par with my Thorn armor, I would say. This is basically on par. Pair this with stealth perks, and you know, using a fixer, you're invisible. You will never be seen unless you jump or if you spam your weapon and accidentally get killed. Stealth with Unyielding is a overpowered combo, and if you are planning on stealth, you have to be a low health build to get the best results. You can do it without it, but you're just not going to be doing as good. Alright, let's try some more teasing. Let's bully him some more. He doesn't like it. He's a little dweeb. Yeah. He's having a real hard time seeing us. And all it is just unyielding. So let's go Unyielding Thorn armor. Let's see how broken this can be. Full set, Unyielding Thorn. What's up, bud? He's having a real hard time detecting us. I basically have to be inside of him for him to start detecting me. I could stand here with basically all these armors, you could stand next to any enemy all day. But this one, you could reasonably walk around in complete stealth. Let's walk around the building and go see if there's some super mutants back there. Let's see how just walking around them will work. I shouldn't stealth there. Let's just walk. Let's just walk. No point. Alright. Some super mutants. Let's test how good Unyielding without any perks is. So walking seems to be the dead giveaway. But if you're not walking, you're fine. Alright. They detected me. And again, this is still the best kind of thing you could want with this. Oh, that's why. They have a dog. That's why they're detecting me. Let's put on the fixer. See how good we do. They're still getting alerted. But it's better. It's a little bit better. Let's try just Covert. Regular Covert armor. See how long we last. Probably gonna die. Caution. And they spotted me. As I expected. So to get the most bang for your buck, no matter what, you need Unyielding. Unyielding makes any armor set better in basically every facet. You'll be getting the most XP, you'll be having the most stealth, most accuracy in VATs, best loot drops, best results when you scrap things. Overall, Unyielding takes the cake for the best armor. So my advice from this whole testing, is doesn't really matter if you get the new stealthy sneak stat. If you're like me and you didn't do the Settler's Quest, buying this is kind of a waste. Unless you're a completionist and you want to just have it. This is not worth your money. Don't buy this. Unless you're that very weird edge case of I do nuke zones and I need a suit of armor that keeps me sneaky. Then yeah, this might work for you, but everyone else, don't get this. Scout armor. Right now, today, is this worth getting? No, because daily ops suck. I'm only doing them because I have nothing else to do in the game right now. I'm like level 540 or something. I've done everything I can. I've done all the quests. I'm just doing this because there's nothing left for me to do. This is the last thing. If I just get all these armors, I have everything. I just got this. I'm missing the chest piece for Brotherhood armor, and then I'll have all the daily ops armors and items. I think there's still plans and stuff for me to grind, but it's just finding each merchant and buying them and doing the quests and stuff. That's such meh. I'd rather just do this. It's a cool thing that's very achievable by most people. Most people can understand that this is kind of hard to get. Like, if you showed me a rare plan for like a 10mm pistol, I wouldn't care. But if you showed me like, oh, you have a full set of Covert, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but this is kind of right now today a collector's item, not necessarily an armor I'd recommend using. If you really love scout armor and you want to use this, go ahead, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. If you are trying to be the best you can with stealth and you're looking for that end game, top tier, walk around, not even a pin drop would hear you, then Unyielding Thorn is the way to go. It's super expensive. It's super expensive to craft. It's just all around, it's hard to get. It's an endgame armor for a reason. But I would say if you are playing this game and you haven't gotten to it already, this should be your end goal, is to have Thorn or Solar. One of them. You basically should have a full set of it. It's so useful, especially for me. I'm not traditionally a stealth player. I'm typically a heavy guns player, but when I have to stealth, I want to have armor that works. And now that they have the perk card thing, this is useful for me. So I would say Thorn is, even if like everything I said about the stealth is BS, the bleed effect that it has too had so many options to gameplay. I never use melee weapons, but with this bleed effect, it's just funny to like hit one dude and then he's like, oh, I'm fine, and then 2 seconds later he bleeds to death just from one hit. It's ridiculous, but this armor is super fun. And like I said, with Secret Service, it's very viable for just a starter armor. I would say it's a start to the end game. I think it's cheaper. I don't have the bullion numbers in front of me, but I think it's cheaper than Thorn. It's definitely material-wise cheaper because Thorn armor needs vault steel, and you have to like buy that with the legendary script. And holy cow, that's expensive. You could reduce it a little bit by using armorer, like the armorer perk, but it's still gonna be expensive. You're gonna have to spend a while just grinding vault steel. I spent like a whole week just doing vault steel, and that was it. Just to like have enough so I could just spam craft these. But now that you can reroll coming up pretty soon, basically everything's gonna get a lot easier to do. But yeah, that's like everything with stealth that I know. I'm not that good with stealth. This is just what I picked up from watching other people. No one's made like a comprehensive guide to stealth that's like recent, so this is like my attempt at it. I can't really think of anything else to bring up. Oh, also, Under Armour. That also helps too. The best like DPS Under Armour is the Secret Service, but yeah, I would go with Secret Service because it gives you endurance. Shielded Secret Service armor gives you endurance, so that's like ultimate best. I don't think the other ones come close to the amount of endurance because nothing else gives you endurance in this game. Yeah, that's like it. So, if you like the video, leave a comment. You think I'm dumb? Leave a comment too. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on stealth. Let's bleed this guy to death because he's a robot and that's funny. And that's how bleed works on robots. I think it's also the electric thing I have that screwed him over too. But yeah, that's it. If you guys liked the video, you know what to do. See you later.